Now we have question number 2 on the screen, and that is justify the following statements on the basis of external features. The first one we have given is underground parts of a plant are not always roots. The second statement we have to justify is flower is a modified shoot. So first of all, we know that various parts of a plant are modified into underground structures to perform various kind of functions such as stems, leaves, even flowers. So various kinds of parts, various parts of a plants are modified into underground structures to perform various kinds of functions such as stem, leaves and fruits. If we talk about some examples to justify the statement number 1, that is underground parts of a plant are not always root. This is not necessary that always the underground part of a plant is root. It can be stem, it can be leaf, it can be flower as well. If we talk about the examples, then in ginger and banana, the underground is stem. The stem is underground in ginger and banana, and the stem is swollen. The stem in ginger and banana are underground and is swollen because of storage of food. These stems are known as rhizomes, right? So this is the first example that is justifying the statement to number 1, that it is not necessary that any underground part of a plant is always root, because in case of ginger and banana, the parts which are underground and swollen are stems, not roots. And these stems in ginger and banana which are swollen and placed underground, these are stems and are called as rhizomes. If we talk about another example, then we have corm as underground stem which is found in colocasia and zamikand. So corm is another example to justify the statement number 1. Corm is a branched, right? Corm is a stem which is found beneath the soil. Corm is underground stem which is found in colocasia and zamikand. If we talk about more examples, then you know potato. Potato have stem which is underground and swollen due to accumulation of food. The stem of potato also bears eyes. The stem of potato is underground and swollen because of accumulation of food, and the stem of potato is known as tuber. The tuber of potato bears eyes. More examples of the statement 1 or underground parts of a plant which are not roots. We have onion. The basal leaves of onion are fleshy because of accumulation of food, which are leaves and not roots. More examples for justifying the statement number 1 is in peanuts. You know that in peanuts, after fertilization, the flower is pushed into the soil and the formation of seed and fruit takes place inside the soil only. So these are some examples of various kinds of structures which are underground but are not roots. So with the help of these examples, such as in banana and ginger, we have talked about rhizome, we have talked about corn as the underground stem found in colocasia and zamikand, the tubers and eye of potato, then fleshy leaves of onion, and the flowers which are placed underground and forming fruits and seeds by residing in the soil only. So these are the examples which are justifying the statement number 1 clearly, that all the structures which are present beneath the soil are not necessarily the roots of plant. They can be leaf, they can be flower, they can be stem. So we have justified the statement number 1. Let's come towards the next statement, that is, we have to justify the statement number 2, that is, flower is a modified shoot. Is flower a modified shoot? Yes, it is a modified shoot. We know that apical meristem is present in the stem of a flower. Now, in case of statement number 2, we have apical meristem. This apical meristem give rise to floral meristem. Apical meristem present on the stem tip is giving rise to the floral meristem. Now, what happens after this? Internodes are lying near to each other when the stems are getting condensed. The apical meristem is giving rise to floral meristem. The stems are getting condensed and the internodes lying near to each other. Instead of leaves, other floral appendages rises from the nodes. Therefore, we can clearly say that flower is a modified shoot. Now, I have brought a written answer of this question number 2 for the students who find difficulty in writing answer in English. So, for this question number 2, we have answer. This one is having the explanation of justifying the statement number 1. That is, underground parts of plants are not always root. Yes, they are not always root. They can be stem, leaf or flower. For this we know that various parts of plants are modified into underground structures to perform various kind of functions. They can be stem, they can be leaves, even they can be fruits. Now, for example, to justify the statement number 1, we have is the stems of ginger and banana are underground and are swollen due to storage of food. They are known as rhizomes. They are known as rhizomes. Similarly, the corm is an underground stem in Colocasia and Zamikant, right? Then if you talk about the tips of the underground stem found in potatoes, become swollen due to storage of food and are known as tuber. The swollen stems of potato which are placed underground are actually swollen due to accumulation of food, and these underground stems of potato are known as tubers. These tubers bear eyes which are subtended by leaf scar. Another examples we have is basal leaves in onion. Basal leaves in onion becomes fleshy because of accumulation or storage of food. The last but not least, we have another example to justify the statement number 1, that is in peanuts. If we talk about the flower after fertilization gets pushed into the soil and the formation of fruits and seeds takes place inside the soil only. So these are some examples which are justifying the statement number 1, that is all underground parts of a plant are not always roots. If we want to justify or if we want answer of second, that is flower is a modified shoot, then we have a return answer for that too, that is during the flowering season. We know that during the flowering season, the apical meristem give rise to floral meristem. The apical meristem give rises to floral meristem. The axis of stems gets condensed and the internodes lie near each other. Instead of leaves, various kind of floral appendages arises from the nodes. Therefore, we can call it as a modified shoot. Hence, prove that flower is a modified shoot. So, this is a complete solution of question number 2.